I'm Shannen and I'm the Learning and Engagement Officer at the Peace Museum, which is in Bradford, West Yorkshire in the UK. The Peace Museum has a very successful learning programme, which is comprised of peace-themed workshops that can be delivered either in the museum in our galleries or out in schools as outreach sessions. In 2017, we launched a brand new programme that is aimed at key stages 1 to 3, which here in the UK is aged 5 to 14 years old. The workshops are themed on different aspects of peace and peacemaking and linked to different curriculum topics that schools have to cover here in the UK. The sessions are usually around 2 hours long, and as I said, they can be delivered either in the museum or in schools, so they're very adaptable. One of the sessions, called Poppies, War Horses and Remembrance, looks at the First World War as a topic to explore peace through. It looks at the 3 different types of poppy. The red poppy, which remembers soldiers who gave their lives during times of war, but also the white poppy, which is a peace poppy and has a message of spreading peace and putting an end to war, which is very, very important. And it also looks at the purple poppy, which remembers animals who died in warfare. This is our most popular workshop, as most schools in the UK cover World War I on their curriculum, and every November we have a Remembrance Day in the UK, and it's worldwide as well, which marks since the First World War ended. Another session, Everyone Comes From Somewhere, looks at the plight of refugees throughout history. It looks at how Bradford throughout history, going all the way back to prehistoric times, has always been a place that has welcomed refugees. It's based on a suitcase that we have in our collection that belonged to a little boy called Axel Landman, who was part of the Kinder Transport refugee effort, which just before the Second World War evacuated Jewish children from Germany and other occupied countries and brought them to the UK and to America to escape the persecution of the Nazi regime. The suitcase is now over 80 years old, and it tells the story of Axel's life and what happened to him as a child refugee, and then his life that he came and lived here in the UK. It's a really important workshop that also links to the modern day refugee crisis and shows that everybody has a responsibility to make sure that refugees feel welcome, because they are often running away from violence, conflict and nasty situations where they are not safe. And we have a responsibility to give them a safe space to live and learn and to live in peace. Another session, called Caring for Our World, looks at how we all have a responsibility to look after the environment. If we look after the environment and everybody has enough resources and access to clean food and water, then we can avoid conflict and ultimately have a more peaceful world. We have an art and design based session called The Art of Peace, which looks at how artists have used their artistic skills to try and spread the message of peace. One artist we look at is David Hockney, who is very famous in Bradford because that's where he was born. And him and his dad were inspired during the 1950s and 1960s by the campaign for nuclear disarmament. And finally, we have another session called Peaceful Citizens, which encourages children to think about how they can behave peacefully, and if how they behave as a peaceful citizen, they can in fact have much wider change on their communities and the wider society as a whole, ensuring that we have the peaceful society of the future. So overall, it's a very busy and packed programme. We also run other sessions for older children, university students and adult groups as well. The sessions are delivered by myself, the Learning Engagement Officer, supported by learning assistants who come in and help me deliver the sessions or go to schools and deliver by themselves. We have really good feedback and have built really strong relationships, especially with local schools in Bradford, who are now seeing peace as a vital part of their children's education. Because peace isn't just about the absence of war, but it's about lots of other really important things that children need to learn about. It's about stopping bullying and discrimination that happens on a low level in schools every day. It's about encouraging children to not litter and look after their environment. And ultimately, it's about making sure that children are equipped to be able to understand what is happening in the world in regards to war and conflict, and understand that they have a responsibility to grow up to be a peaceful citizen, to ensure that wars and conflicts are brought to an end and that we can all live a peaceful life on a more global scale. If you want to find out a bit more about our education sessions and the work that we offer, you can visit our website www.peacemuseum.org.uk or get in touch with me if you would like to discuss things further.
Hi, my name's Jude Wright and I work with the Peace Museum in Bradford to deliver our Choices project. This has been going on since 2014 now, and we've worked with literally thousands of young people and communities right across the north of England. Choices is a workshop which takes young people through the story of two brothers in the First World War. One signed up to the British Army and his brother became a conscientious objector. By following their stories, Choices uses history to teach young people about how we make choices, what influences them, and how the choices that we do make have consequences. The project aims to equip young people with the skills they need to affect change today through non-violence and to build resilience to hate and manipulation. It improves critical thinking, it identifies negative influences, and it allows people to think about the values that underpin their own lives and also the lives of others around them. Our shared values around law, democracy, and equality. The workshops use methods that make these issues meaningful for young people and provide a safe space for them to explore. They're unique in using these historical examples as a means of making difficult subjects accessible, promoting empathy and empowering young people to seek change through non-violence. During the session, participants are given opportunities to discuss extremist narratives, explore realistic counter-narratives, and really talk about some very difficult things that might be happening in the world today, in an ever-changing world. We're really proud of how successful Choices has been, how many people have benefited from the work in a very practical way, how it's allowed young people to really explore very difficult topics and given teachers new skills in being able to tackle negative and violent narratives that they may come across with their young people. We really believe in its importance, how vital this kind of work is, particularly at times of division, at times when the world feels too big for us to really understand, and at times when hate and when violence can become so insidious in our own thinking. We believe that we're making a real difference, and we want to continue to do so. Thank you.